Hi everyone, Amy from the Learning Center. So we're going to stop putting it off and we're going to talk about procrastination. So a little bit about the Learning Center. We have free tutorial services for all Cambrian students. We have staff tutoring, both in-house and online. We help with all levels of math, chemistry, physics, biology, English, and study strategies. And just the online tutoring, you can get tutoring at night from the comfort of your own home. And we also have peer tutoring. So peer tutoring is an upper level student who's received an A or B in the course. All right, so we'll stop putting it off and we're going to talk about procrastination. So the number one step is to recognize that you're procrastinating. One of the biggest problems that a lot of college students have is that they do procrastinate. And they don't realize that they're doing it until it's too late. So recognizing that you're procrastinating is the first step. So we have to identify why we procrastinate. So is it because we have endless amounts of work and it doesn't matter how much work you do, you're always going to have a lot more? With students, the majority of the time is unstructured. So you go to class for about 18 to 24 hours a week, depending on your program, and the rest of the time is unstructured. So you're left to do your work at your own leisure. Now, doesn't matter where you're staying, whether it's in residence or at home or in an apartment, it's always the battle between fun and studying. Fun ends up winning out a lot of the time, but there is a transition between starting out college and then figuring out what works for you. All right, so the first thing to working smarter and not harder is setting goals. We use the acronym SMART when we're doing goal setting. So S stands for simple. You want to make sure that your goals are simple enough that you're able to complete them. They need to be measurable. An example would be, I'm going to finish reading chapter number 5 by 11 p.m. They need to be attainable. So if you say, I need to read 15 chapters by 11 p.m., that's not attainable. Okay? They need to be realistic. A lot of us have an unrealistic expectation of how long things take, so you need to have a realistic idea of what it is that you're capable of. And timely. There always needs to be a time put into your goals. If you don't have a set date or time, then your goals are just dreams and they're not an actual goal. And one of the things with procrastination is planning. You need to plan your life as a college student. You need to plan to work or study, and you need to plan some playtime as well. Now, playtime can be going to the movies, going out, just hanging out with friends, that type of thing. But you need to plan that time or else you're just going to feel bogged down in that you're always studying. Okay? Now, with procrastination, scheduling is going to be really, really important. If you designate a place for just schoolwork, this is really going to help put you in that mind frame of, okay, I'm sitting down at the dining room table. This is where I'm going to do all my schoolwork. When I'm here, I'm going to be doing schoolwork. When I leave the table, I can do other things. And this will help with procrastination. One of the reasons that we procrastinate is that we just don't want to do it. It's too hard, it's unpleasant, it's a course that I don't like doing. You want to do that work first. If you don't enjoy economics, study that first and do your marketing work later. And with procrastination, rewards are going to be really important. So if you say, if I obtain my goal that I set, my SMART goal, I'm able to do X activity. Like I said, going to the movies, maybe treating yourself to Starbucks, anything that is going to be rewarding for you. And with procrastination, you do not want to have any marathon sessions with studying. If you plan out your time, you will avoid this. So my next tip for working smarter and not harder is Swiss cheese. So what is Swiss cheese? It's a holy, stinky cheese. And basically what you're going to do is if you have a large, daunting task, you have a big paper or a big project, lots of material to study for a comprehensive exam, you want to poke holes in it, just like the cheese, and you want to break it down into little chunks that are more manageable. You want to make due dates for yourself. So if you know that your big end of semester project is due the end of April, but you have lots to do. You want to make due dates. So you're going to get the introduction done by this date. Then a couple weeks later, you want to have more research done. So if you make due dates and obtain those due dates, set those due dates and make sure that you make those due dates, it'll help you avoid those marathon sessions I was talking about earlier. And just like cheese, we want to nibble away a little bit at a time. So if you're able to do a little bit of work every day for a big project, or every second day, it'll really take that big daunting task and make it that much more manageable. Okay, so one of the things that people complain about is that they don't have any self-discipline, and that's the reason that they procrastinate. This is blamed on laziness. Some people say, oh, I'm just lazy, I'm just lazy. But really, it creates an emotional escape. If you have low marks, it was because you didn't try. You did the work in a hurry. So it gives you an outlet, an excuse. And there's many reasons that we procrastinate, but you have to figure out why you procrastinate before you can fix that issue that you're having. My last tip for working smarter and not harder is have a little help from your friends. So you want to tell everyone what it is that your goals are. If you have roommates or your parents or friends, you want to be able to say, this is what I'm doing, this is when the due date is, and I'm going to get it done. You want to stop saying yes. A lot of us, if we're asked to do favors, you need to prioritize and say, you know what, my schooling is more important. Don't take that extra shift at work because that's just going to be adding to your procrastination. And partner up. If you find a friend or buddy in class, you guys can be each other's cheerleading team for making sure that you get all the work done on time. Hopefully you haven't procrastinated watching this video on procrastination, and if you need any other help, you can always visit us in the Learning Center, which is in room 3024 across from the library.